Preparations are on for the big day in Ayodhya, the formal inauguration of the Ram Mandir. And it is presenting all sorts of dilemmas for the opposition parties. I'm Barkhadat, you're with the Mojo story. The Prime Minister will be in Ayodhya tomorrow. There are grand preparations on for the consecration at the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya planned for the 22nd of January in the new year. Now, this is a major moment, not just in India's history and contemporary politics, but also in terms of being a factor for the imminent Lok Sabha elections. And for the opposition parties, it has presented a catch-22 dilemma. There are leaders who have been invited and say, we've been invited, but we won't go. There are leaders who have not been invited and say, we don't need an invitation to attend. And then there's the larger question of what impact this might have on the imminent elections. A recent survey by the ABPC voter polling agency reveals that 27% of people polled thought that it's a major issue in the imminent elections. There's a lot to talk about, including whether the opposition finds itself pushed into a corner because the political advantage, if any, will be, of course, reaped by the BJP. Can they stay away? Should they stay away? Have ideological chinks within the India Alliance armor been exposed at a time when Rahul Gandhi still insists कि ये विचारधारा की लड़ाई है? Let's introduce our guests on the program today. Let me welcome everybody to the program. We're joined by Shantanu Gupta. Shantanu, good to see you after a long time. Shantanu, of course, is the biographer of a recently published book on Yogi Adityanath, apart from being an author and a political analyst. Also joining us is Ghanshyam Tiwari, member of the Samajwadi Party. The Samajwadi Party has underlined that it has not been invited, as of last count, for the inauguration. Also joining us is the BJP's leader from Uttar Pradesh, Ashwini Shahi. Namaskar, Ashwini ji. Also joining us is Professor Shruti Kapila from Cambridge University, and we hope to have Sanjay Jha, Congress supporter and analyst, with us very, very soon. Let me actually get comments from you, Ghanshyam ji. The Samajwadi Party's Dimple Yadav has said कि हमें तो जी न्योता ही नहीं आया, हमें तो बुलाया ही नहीं. Should we take it to mean that अगर बुलाया जाए या बुलाया जाता तो आप attend करते? Ghanshyam ji?
Good evening, Barkhaji, to you, my fellow co-panelists and the viewers. There are three things that are important for us in this discourse. One is that religion is a matter of personal faith, and it's a personal matter. So in that sense, anyone who's watching this program will visit the temple with their faith, with their family at a time that suits them, without a diktat from a political party or a government or any one else on behalf of these two. Second, with respect to what Dimple ji said, it is clear that no one here is averse to the idea of visiting the temple. And if there's an invitation that is genuinely put out, rather than played out as a propaganda in media, then we would respond to that gesture. And third, for us, the individual faith is not part of the national agenda. It must be clear to your viewers that whether Ghanshyam Tiwari, me, or Akhilesh Yadav ji, or Dimple Yadav ji, how they practice their religion, should that be a national agenda, or the fact that reports say 1 in 2 educated youth in India are unemployed? Manipur is still burning, and the Prime Minister hasn't shown the courage to visit Manipur, where a Kargil war veteran's wife was paraded naked, and there's no sincere apology or action from Bharatiya Janata Party, where the Chief Minister, who has all kinds of accusations, remains in power. Kashmir is unsettled. There was an attack on Parliament because the youth of the country wanted the Prime Minister to respond on unemployment. The responsibility of the Home Minister and his resignation in such a scenario is unclear and unowned. 140 members of Parliament have been thrown out. We believe that this is part of the national agenda. We believe that in the run-up to 2024.
As an opposition leader, you're of course entitled to list all that you think the government has failed on or failed to perform on. That is your right. That is your democratic right. But आपने मेरे सवाल का जवाब नहीं दिया. My limited question in this context right now was, do you, as a party spokesperson and leader, feel upset that the Samajwadi Party has not been invited, or do you think this is a non-issue for your party?
I exactly said the same thing. I said that faith is a personal matter, and every leader will express their faith in the same way. Visiting the temple, whether invited by BJP and the people associated with BJP organizations or not, Whether it plays that invisible invitation plays out as a propaganda by BJP in media or not, we will practice our faith, but will not make it the national agenda. It is BJP that can make it national agenda. I didn't say that this is criticism for BJP. I am saying that the national agenda, at least, because we are discussing this because we believe this is national agenda. So the national agenda for BJP is this. But for us as India Alliance, the national agenda is a credible plank for jobs and the other important issues that are key to the nation.
In fact, we do have, we were recently looking at the numbers from an ABPC voter survey, and we'll have that slide up. Unemployment was certainly the first issue identified by people surveyed as the main issue looking ahead at the elections. But 27%, if we can have that slide now, 27% people also believe that the Ram Mandir would be a factor. Let me actually take this to Ashwini Shahi. There you can see it. So, Ghanshyam ji, you're right that 41.6% thought unemployment is the biggest issue, but 27.6%, can we stay on that slide, please? Also said that Ram Mandir is an important issue to them. Sanjay Jha is joining the broadcast. Welcome, Sanjay. I want to ask Ashwini ji, if this is a moment for the country to come together, if this is a moment of importance, seminal importance in the country, तो आप नहीं मानते कि सभी को जुड़ के एकजुट होके इसमें हिस्सा लेना चाहिए? और अगर आप ये मानते हैं तो क्या फिर सिलेक्टिवनेस होना चाहिए इन हु इज इनवाइटेड एंड हु इज नॉट इनवाइटेड? समाजवादी पार्टी कहती है हमें नहीं इनवाइट किया गया, शिवसेना के उद्धव ठाकरे या जो उद्धव ठाकरे की शिवसेना है वो फैक्शन कहती है कि उनको नहीं इनवाइट किया गया। क्या ये सब राजनीति होनी चाहिए?
बरखा जी, राजनीति कौन कर रहा है ये दिख रहा है बहुत स्पष्ट रूप से। भारतीय जनता पार्टी, वहां पर माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को मुख्य जजमान के रूप में बुलाया गया है। उत्तर प्रदेश के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी भी एक सह जजमान हैं। आयोजन कौन कर रहा है? ट्रस्ट कर रहा है आयोजन। ट्रस्ट ने, विहिप ने जिसको बुलाया है, और इन लोगों ने एक लिस्ट बनाया है किसको किसको बुलाया जाएगा, किसको नहीं बुलाया जाएगा। उसमें कई लोगों की आवाज आ चुकी है कि हम नहीं जाएंगे, कई लोगों की आवाज आ रही है कि हम जाएंगे, कुछ लोग अभी निमंत्रण नहीं मिल रहा है तो वो इंतजार कर रहे हैं। लेकिन आज विपक्ष जो है बड़े गंभीर राजनीतिक भंवर में फंसा हुआ है। स्थिति यह है कि हम जाएं या न जाएं, स्थितियां खराब हैं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी को जोड़ दिया। अभी घनश्याम जी जो है बेरोजगारी, महंगाई और पता नहीं कौन कौन कूद गया उसमें, वो टेररिस्ट अटैक, सब कुछ एक साथ शामिल कर दे रहे हैं। भाई ये शुद्ध रूप से एक धार्मिक आयोजन है जो राम मंदिर तीर्थ क्षेत्र ट्रस्ट की तरफ से किया जा रहा है। उसमें जिसको बुलाया गया है वो जाएगा, जिसको नहीं बुलाया गया है वो नहीं जाएगा, ये उनका मुद्दा है। दूसरी बात मैं कहना चाहूंगा, एक स्वामीनारायण मंदिर के मुख्य जजमान माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी बनाए गए हैं, वहां के लिए तो ये लोग हल्ला नहीं मचा रहे हैं। सऊदी अरब में शायद है वो स्वामीनारायण मंदिर, वहां भी माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को मुख्य जजमान बुलाया गया है। तो इन लोगों की आज टेंडेंसी ये है कि ये तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति जीवन भर कर आए हैं और अब उससे निकलना नहीं चाहते हैं। कोई है जहांगीर खान के खानदान के, वो कुर्ते पर जनेऊ कह के कहते मैं ही शुद्ध हिंदू हूं, वो पता नहीं जाएंगे, आज तक जो है रामलला के दर्शन के लिए नहीं गए तो निमंत्रण में क्या जाएंगे? वो अब जिसको भेजे वो हम नहीं जानते हैं। लेकिन इन लोगों की तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति दिख रही है बरखा जी, और आज स्थितियां एकदम से इन लोगों की स्थिति साफ छछूंदर की हो गई है कि जाए न जाए। अब इंडिया अलायंस क्या कर रहा है वो देखने वाली चीज है। ये श्रद्धा का विषय, जैसा अभी कहा हमारे जो है सपा के साथी ने, हम मानते हैं श्रद्धा का विषय है, लेकिन इस श्रद्धा के विषय में डिंपल जी का मैं साधुवाद देता हूं। उन्होंने कहा मिलेगा तो जाएंगे, नहीं तो बाद में जाएंगे, अच्छी चीज है, कहना चाहिए। लेकिन ये लोग एक अंदरहीन भावना है अंदर कि हम ही लोगों ने सरजू के पानी को खून से लाल किया था, कौन सा मुंह लेकर जाएंगे वहां, तो बाद में ही जाएंगे, वो ज्यादा इनके लिए श्रेयकर होगा, ये सोच रहे हैं। जी,
आप समाजवादी पार्टी की बात कर रहे हैं घनश्याम। फॉर दोज हु डोंट गेट द हिस्टोरिकल रेफरेंस मेड बाय अश्विनी शाही, when Mulayam Singh Yadav ran a government in UP, the firing on the car sevaks, of course, is what the BJP leader is referring to, and to that extent, the context being made. I know you have your hand up. Let me give everybody a chance to speak once, and then I'll come back to you. Shantanu, do you believe there should be a selectiveness in who's invited? Let people reveal their own stand in deciding whether to go or not.
Barkha, namaskar to you and Jai Shri Ram to all your viewers. So I think first of all on the onset, I should tell your viewers that the invitation is extended not by the BJP, it's extended by Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust, right? A lot of people saying BJP is extending the invitation. That's not. Secondly, I'm sure there'll be a limit for any invitation. There can be only a limited invitation list. So to my understanding, the invitation list is based on national parties, right? I'm sure they can put some criteria, and this is the criteria they have set up. Because if they call everyone, then there are like 5,000 MLAs and 700 MPs in India, and then multiple other politicians, corporates. They can't call lakhs and lakhs of people, right?
Okay.
But they're calling national parties. That's what I heard last time. I think the larger point is all the parties which are now in India alliance or opposition parties, they have their stated position from last 2-3 decades, right? For someone like Congress, Ram is imaginary. They have given affidavit on that. As Sahiji said, Mulayam Singh shot down at Karsevak. In fact, the current sitting MP of Sambal of Samajwadi Party, Shafuruk Bark, called 22nd January is a black day, and I want to see Babri Masjid back at that place. There is the stated position, and Akhilesh Yadav had not even tweeted against that or clarifying the position, right? Swami Maurya is tearing Ramcharitmanas publicly multiple times, saying Hindu dharma to dhanda hai, sauda hai. These are the stated position of a lot of people. For Mamata Banerjee, Jai Shri Ram, saying Jai Shri Ram is a taboo. So now with what face will they go there, right? And people are watching. 80% people of India follow this faith. I'm getting invitation from multiple places across the world where they're putting live viewing, from America to Australia to UK. So it's a global event. After 500 years of this struggle, by legal means, the temple is coming back, right? And the invitation is extended by the trust. So I think their positions are very stated from quite some time. Someone wanted a hospital there, someone wanted a toilet there, somebody's grandmother was not happy with the temple. All the position in public domain, right? So I don't know with what face will they anyway go there.
But can I ask you briefly before I go to Sanjay Jha and Shruti Kapila? The Supreme Court had the final word on that debate. The final word has been spoken. The Mandir is now coming up. Do you not think this should be a moment of national unity? Again, I'll ask you, let those who want to decline. But should there be selectiveness in the invitation? I take your point, national parties, koi criteria to hona padega.
Yeah, you have to put some criteria, right? Whenever even we call a birthday invitation or marriage invitation, we have some criteria, right? Let's say if I live in an apartment where 10,000 people live, I can't call everyone, right? So there's some criteria. They will put a criteria of national parties. I think they are calling all the Shankaracharya, they're calling all the Math, they're calling all the Mandirs, almost 5,000 saints are coming. So I think that's their priority as of now, not the people who never wanted the temple. They will be anyway last in the invitation list anyways, right? By any criteria.
So let me bring in Sanjay Jha now. Sanjay Jha, the latest statement from Jairam Ramesh confirms that Sonia Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge have been invited, and whether they will invite will be revealed at an appropriate moment. In other words, it hasn't been an automatic yes, though Digvijay Singh did say previously that he was sure that they would attend, and said she's very positive. But this is the latest official statement coming from Jairam Ramesh. As a Congress supporter, how do you see this? Because Ashwini Shahi of the BJP was making the point that this is a catch. He didn't use the phrase, I'm summarizing him, कि ये एक dilemma बन गया है India Alliance के लिए, and it exposes the ideological contradictions within the alliance at a time when Rahul Gandhi is still underlining ideology being a key point that distinguishes the India Alliance from the BJP. Sanjay Jha, go ahead.
देखिए बरखा जी, मैं समझता हूं कि इसमें कोई भी कशमकश नहीं है कांग्रेस पार्टी के अंदर, और मैं बता दूं क्यों। क्योंकि देखिए यहाँ पर अश्विनी जी बहुत लगातार बोल रहे थे तुष्टीकरण, तो मैं भी उन पर आरोप लगा सकता हूं कि आप जो मजहब की जो ध्रुवीकरण आप करते हैं उस पर तो आप माहिर हैं, उस पर तो आप पीएचडी हैं, वो सब जानते हैं। इस देश में धर्म की राजनीति कैसे कोई कर सकता है, इस पर यदि कोई पीएचडी लिखा जाएगा या उसके बारे में चर्चा होगी भविष्य में सालों तक, तो ये तो भाजपा का प्लेबुक है। देखिए दो बात है कि भगवान राम हम सबके हैं, भगवान राम आपके हैं बरखा जी, मेरे हैं, घनश्याम जी के हैं, अश्विनी जी के हैं, और बाकी जो मेरे मित्र हैं उनके।
इमेजिनरी भगवान राम और द रियल भगवान राम।
अरे आप चिंता न करें, आपके जो नेता लोगों ने जिस तरीके से भगवान राम के नाम पर, अब आप ये देखिए ना, ये यही बरखा जी इस बात का मिसाल है कि ये कैसे राजनीति कर रहे हैं।
पर आपने कहा, मेरा अपना सवाल, आपने कहा कि कॉन्फ्लिक्ट इन द कांग्रेस पार्टी, नो कंफ्यूजन,
कि भगवान राम सबका है, तो ये उस पर इनको बहुत चोट लगा है, इनके दिल को एक तरीके से धक्का लगा है, क्योंकि इनका जो पूरा जो प्रचार का जो इनका रणनीति है वो ये है कि भगवान राम सिर्फ मेरे हैं, भाजपा और आरएसएस और वीएचपी को जो लगता है कि भगवान राम सिर्फ हमारे हैं, मैं तो कहता हूं भाई साहब भारतीय बनो। भगवान राम देश के हर धर्म के हर व्यक्ति 140 करोड़ के सबके हैं। नाउ लेट मी आंसर योर क्वेश्चन क्विकली
प्लीज।
सबसे पहले शांतनु जी को भी इस बात को मानना पड़ेगा, कितना जो स्पिन कितना कीजिएगा, ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट के फैसले के कारण राम टेम्पल का निर्माण हो रहा है। हम लोग सब जानते हैं कि इस पर एक डिस्प्यूट था। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ये भाजपा कहती है और इनके जो 2-3 समर्थक यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं वो कहते हैं कि हमने अपने घोषणा पत्र में राम मंदिर के बारे में जिक्र किया। अरे भाई साहब, क्या आपको मालूम था कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट का फैसला क्या होगा? ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट का फैसला यदि नहीं होता तो क्या अभी
Okay.
राम
Can you answer my question though? I've heard you, and I will get Shantanu ji to respond, and Shruti is waiting as well. But briefly, you opened by saying कोई confusion नहीं है, कोई confusion नहीं है कांग्रेस पार्टी के अंदर, राम सबके हैं, आपके मेरे सबके हैं। इसका मतलब सोनिया गांधी और मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे हिस्सेदार होंगे ना उस मोमेंट के? Yes or no?
बरखा जी, मैं बता रहा हूं आपको, कांग्रेस पार्टी के दिग्गज नेता जिनको भी उन्होंने बुलाया है, मामूली नेता बड़े नेता जो भी हैं, वो सब वहां जाएंगे और उनको जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि यहाँ पर भाजपा इतने ऐतिहासिक जो एक तरह से उत्सव का एक माहौल है, वो उसको यहाँ पर उसको भी उठाना चाहते हैं। देखिए, इस पार्टी का जो देश के योगदान में तो कुछ काम है ही नहीं, तो ये तो धर्म को ही
अच्छा,
यहाँ
एक मिनट, because we'll go in another direction and I want everybody to have their say at least before that happens. Shantanu, brief interjection and then Shruti Kapila. Shantanu.
I think what was the question he's asking for me? I didn't get
No,
the question.
he's saying you're spinning this. This is not a BJP.
Sure, I already told you, it's not a BJP invitation. It's the Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust invitation. Yeah, it's not a
नहीं, ये
BJP.
जो हो रहा है ये बीजेपी से गिफ्ट नहीं है, ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट का फैसला है. That is what he's saying.
Yeah, for sure, it's a Supreme Court.
Is not the custodian of Hinduism.
Okay,
Yeah.
now
No, BJP is not the
Let people
custodian of
decide. Let the
Sanjay,
people decide. Let the
Sanjay,
people
hold it.
decide. Let the people
Sanjay, hold
decide,
it.
right?
now
See,
Shantanu.
BJP from 1989 put their weight behind this topic. From Palampur Resolution 1989 in Shimla, they put their weight behind. Sometimes they gained politically, sometimes they not gained politically, right? And all of these people took the pot shots on BJP कि मंदिर में ही बनाएंगे, तारीख नहीं बताएंगे. Today the तारीख is there, 22nd January 2024, and now they're escaping. अब क्या करें, जाएं ना जाएं, जाएंगे तो देखेगा मोदी की सेरेमनी में चले गए, नहीं जाएंगे तो what people of India will think. So they are in catch-22 situation. You're right, and they have their stated position for the last 30 years. राहुल गांधी के जो लड़के मंदिर जाते हैं, लड़की छेड़ते हैं. So how will he go? How his mother will go, right? So they have a very stated position. I think they are in I think the best catch-22 situation currently, whether to go or not to go, even if they get the invitation or not.
Okay, let me just bring in Shruti and then I'll come to Ghanshyam and Ashwini Shahi. Shruti, Sanjay Jha says there is no dilemma. This is a Supreme Court decision. Hang on one second, Shruti, I'm coming to you. I'm just asking my question. Sanjay Jha says that there is no dilemma. The Congress must go, it should go, whoever's invited should go. Hinduism and Lord Ram is not the property of one party, one individual, and this is a collective moment. But there is a genuine political dilemma for the opposition. There are several members of the India Alliance that are saying, हम नहीं जाएंगे. हमें बुलाए या नहीं बुलाए, हम नहीं जाएंगे. And there are others who are saying, well, we haven't been invited, so we can't take a position. There is an Uddhav Thackeray who says, the first sort of monetary contribution towards this was made by our party, aaj aap hame bula nahi rahe. So there are all kinds of ideological and political contradictions being exposed in this moment, and we can't pretend that that's not happening. Shruti, go ahead.
Thanks. Do you want me to speak in English or Hindi? Because
whatever
it seems
you
like
prefer.
a mix.
No, whatever you prefer.
First and foremost, it's an out-and-out political issue. Though religion may be a personal matter, rajnitik mudda hai, ye personal mudda nahi hai. So in that sense, it is an out-and-out big political moment in India's democracy, in which I want to say 2 points. One, it is an end point. एक हिंदुत्व के लिए एक आखिर पॉइंट आ गया है जो उन्होंने 30 साल से शुरू किया, 30-35 साल से, उनकी एक सीक्वेंस एंड में आ गई है. So after the Mandir is anointed in January, it will be interesting to see कि अब आगे क्या? अब हिंदुत्व, what will be Hindutva 3.0? So that's one challenge for the BJP. Let's not forget that. Because this is a 30-year-old story which has transformed Indian politics. Secondly, the ideological fight, as we know, कि जो 138th meeting Congress की नागपुर में हुई, which is an interesting choice because it is also the head of the RSS. It is also where Ambedkar left Hinduism to join Buddhism with lakhs of people with them. Which is to say कि अब मतलब for the Congress, it is going to be the challenge of inclusive nationalism. जो एक नया nationalism अगर वो Hindu nationalism के खिलाफ खड़ा करना चाह रहे हैं, उसकी जो लड़ाई होगी वो North India में होगी. The real test of inclusive nationalism is going to be in North India. So how it plays the invitation is an important moment. It is an important symbolic moment. Whether they send senior leaders like Sonia Gandhi or Mr. Kharge, it is in one end point of Hindutva politics. It's not the end. एक phase, बड़ा phase खत्म हो गया, उन्होंने tag गलत लगाया है. I just want to say that one major phase, उनकी पूर्ति हो गई है. It's a major, it's a fulfillment. Now, what do you do next? This is going to be an interesting question because it's still 6 months into May 24, and your sea voter survey yourself is saying unemployment and economy big issue. So I think it's not as simple कि कौन आएगा कौन जाएगा, because now the language of secularism is now being replaced by a language of competitive nationalism.
So what is the challenge for the Congress? Because let's also remind
I think, as I said, the chance. I mean, how do you create a new inclusive nationalism in which you need to have that inclusive nationalism winning out in the north. You cannot have that inclusive nationalism just in the southern and coastal belt of India. We've seen the spatial division of India in the recent assembly elections. So I think it's an interesting one. And let's not forget that all this starts in the Congress era. The Ram Mandir movement starts in the Rajiv Gandhi era. So it is now an end point also of that politics. You are seeing that Rahul Gandhi and Congress is trying to position itself differently, and we'll see what happens.
Now, I want to sorry, can I just bring in Ghanshyam? I'll come back to you. Ghanshyam ji, आप बोलना चाह रहे थे. यहाँ पे दो बातें की गई. Both Shantanu and Ashwini Shahi made the point that Samajwadi Party is a regional party. The criteria is simply national parties, and that is the basis. But there's also the Samajwadi Party's own history, own bloodied history, to quote them, vis-a-vis what happened with the car sevaks. Go ahead, Ghanshyam.
Well, 2 or 3 things stand out. One is that the BJP spokesperson spoke about inferiority complex, heen bhavna. You have a chief minister who is the poster boy of BJP, their mouthpiece really, who says that 80% of Indians, the Shudras, are supposed to serve Brahmins, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. So that is the stated position of Hindutva for BJP. The key is that, is this a national agenda? Second, you have a Braj Bhushan Singh, who is a poster boy of Ramayana of 2024 for BJP, a man who has been accused of assaulting, molesting more than 1,000 athletes, including those who are medal winners. Is that the Ramayana BJP is constructing? This is a matter of public debate. When BJP turns my faith into a test whether I believe in the spirit of Ramayana, I will put in front of people the fact that, do you think that the 80% of Indians are supposed to serve 20%, 15%, whatever the caste census
You are
will
quoting
say.
who here? You are quoting who here?
Himanta Biswa Sarma.
Himanta Biswa Sarma. Okay.
Absolutely. So do you think this is the question that we will pose? Samajwadi Party, when we talk about caste census, we will pose the question to people: do you think in this Ramayana of 2024, still India is at the same place where 80% of people or 90% of people, whatever the caste census says, are there to serve Yogi Adityanath, the TB alliance of BJP, the Thakur Brahman alliance of BJP?
Let me get Shantanu
allow me to complete. That's point number one. The point number 2 is, it is fine. BJP has a clear political movement to construct Ram Mandir. You speak about bloodied history. What can be more bloodied history than Gujarat riots or even the 1992 riots? So for that matter, the riots that have happened under the watch of BJP, what could be more bloodied than that? So I think bloodied history is not the point. Point is that in 2024, if you are the youth, and if you are a parent and your daughter has to choose between a party of Braj Bhushan Singh or a party that believes in power of women, who will you choose? If you are a parent and if you want your son, educated son, to be unemployed, which is what BJP guarantees, or you have to choose whether that educated son has to be now blinded, devout follower of Modi ji and the temple politics, you have to choose. It's an
Okay,
open choice in front of the people.
In the interest of time, let me just now bring in Shantanu. Shantanu ji, please go ahead. Yeah.
See, we can debate everything under the earth, but the topic. If there is a debate and if there is a medal for what about tree, I think Anshal is an amazing contender today, right? See, you asked 3 pointed question. I also question. I think he's answered none. One is,
Well, I will not take that personal comment.
Shafeequr Rahman
This is
Burr.
not done. This is not done.
Just
Please
hear
don't
the
give me
question,
medals.
answer the
Please
question.
don't
Right?
give
You
me
can talk
medals.
about everything
Please
under
don't
the
give me
earth.
Okay.
Answer
Please
the
don't give me
question.
medals.
Let's
Please
try
don't
and
give me
say
medals. You are not the anchor.
Acha,
You are not the
acha,
anchor.
Suniya,
I will not respond to your questions and create
Suniya,
angry.
Ghanshyam ji, let him respond to what you have
Let
said.
this
I
not
will
respond.
intervene.
If you are saying that
I
what
am
about your medals?
appealing to all,
Yes.
that's his position, that you are representing whataboutery. You have taken your position. Let's hear
Yeah, I
each
don't
other.
expect medals from
Okay.
anybody.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So
Shantanu ji.
you asked him a question about the bloody history of Samajwadi Party when they shot at car sevaks. He did not respond to that. I asked their member of parliament from Sambal, Shafeequr Rahman Burr, said 22nd January is a black day and I want to see Babri Masjid back. What's his position on that? And third, one more leader, Swami Prasad Maurya, is tearing Ramcharitmanas openly. What's his position on that? This is context to the topic. I can also debate on jobs, but that's another day, right?
But
These are
he
3 topics. Will he
answered giving
respond?
you an example
Will he
of the
respond or
Assam
not?
Chief
He will
Minister.
talk
I
everything
will-
under the earth but this. I bet you.
Okay.
I bet you he will
Okay.
not answer any of these 3.
Okay. He has given the example of Himanta Biswa and his comments that he says are not inclusive Hinduism. Do you want to respond briefly to that? Can we come out of these pictures, please? Shantanu,
We
yeah,
can debate.
Shantanu.
We can debate anybody's comments. BJP has multiple leaders, multiple chief ministers, multiple MLAs, multiple MPs. What every MP say, what every MLA say, we can debate everything. I'm talking about now 22nd January is a ceremony for Ram. Can we talk about these 3 very important people? Mulayam Singh Yadav, one of the MPs, one of the leaders.
Okay,
Their
I will
statement
try
on
and
Ram
ask
and Ramayana.
Ghanshyam Tiwari
What's
that
his
again, but
response on that?
Sanjay Jha has his hand up. Sanjay Jha.
Yeah, Barkha, what a clever whataboutery done by Shantanu. He quotes some leader of the Samajwadi Party who says that there should be no celebration and it is a black day on January 22. But
He's
he
a
says,
member of
why
parliament
should-
from Uttar
One
Pradesh.
minute,
One of the 5 members of parliament
I
from
did
Uttar
not
Pradesh.
interrupt
Let
you.
Sanjay speak now.
I did
Let
not
Sanjay
interrupt you.
Okay,
But at the
Sanjay,
same
speak.
time, he says Ghanshyam cannot quote anybody else from the BJP because if somebody says something. I mean,
He can quote
this is a
anyone, but at least answer
अरे
the
एक
question.
मिनट यार, जरा एक मिनट भैया, 90 सांस ले
Hello,
लो.
okay, you defend Ghanshyam first. Okay, I didn't know that you are Ghanshyam's spokesman.
अच्छा,
Okay, you carry on.
okay.
चिंता मत करो यार.
Okay,
ये
okay.
इंडिया
आप
अलायंस
Ghanshyam को defend करिए. आपका इंडिया अलायंस बनाइए ना.
अरे
Sorry,
गुरुजी,
sorry.
हम इंडिया है. आपको इंडिया बोलने में
नहीं आप
इतनी
defend करिए.
तकलीफ
आप
क्यों हो
Ghanshyam
रही
को
है
defend
भैया?
करिए. I know
इंडिया.
Ghanshyam is not able to defend
Shantanu,
himself, so he needs
guys.
multiple people.
शांतनु,
Guys,
जरा
one at a
इंडिया
time.
गर्व से बोलो.
Sanjay, make your point. Sanjay, make your point.
इंडिया भी गर्व से बोलता है, भारत उससे ज्यादा गर्व से
गर्व
बोलता
से बोलो.
Sanjay, make your point. Sanjay, make your point.
Yeah, I
है.
will
Point
not
है
allow
तो
him
बोले
to
ना.
interrupt.
Shantanu, let
I
him
will
speak.
not allow him to interrupt and hijack
I
the
am
problem.
asking him to let you speak. Please,
Absolutely.
हाँ.
तो यहाँ पर मैं एक सच्चाई बताना चाहता हूं कि जो आज अश्विनी जी और शांतनु जी यहाँ पर भगवान राम के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, मैंने जो कहा है कि भगवान राम सबके हैं, इनको बहुत तकलीफ दे रही है. मैं बताता हूं क्यों. इनकी पाखंडी राजनीति का आज मैं आपके सामने 15 सेकंड में पर्दाफाश करता हूं. भारत के भाइयों और बहनों जो ये प्रोग्राम देख रहे हैं, बरखा का बहुत ही लोकप्रिय प्रोग्राम, 1992-93 किसने कहा था एक धक्का और दो, बाबरी मस्जिद तोड़ दो. उसके बाद देश में जो सांप्रदायिक जो आत्मान जो एक तरीके से तापमान बढ़ा, कितने लोगों की मृत्यु हुई. उसके बाद गुजरात, उसके बाद मुजफ्फरनगर, उसके बाद
ताले उससे पहले ताले किसने खोले?
एक मिनट,
याद कर लीजिए, राजीव गांधी का भी रोल
आप मेरी बात समझ नहीं रही हैं. मैं बता रहा हूं 1992 बाबरी मस्जिद, 2002 गुजरात, 2013 मुजफ्फरपुर, 2020 दिल्ली एंड 2023 मणिपुर, और नूह को भी जोड़ लीजिए. जितने इस देश में दंगा हुए हैं, जितने यहां इस देश में सांप्रदायिक जहर फैला गया है, सब में हाथ भाजपा का है. और ये यहाँ आपके प्रोग्राम में आके एकता की बात करते हैं.
He is speaking all against the court verdicts. Court verdict on Godhra, court verdict on Godhra, court verdict on Muzaffarnagar is very different. Again, see, whatever Sanjay Jha is speaking against the court
बरखा
order.
जी मैं भी हूँ, शायद
इनको
शायद मैं भी हूँ.
नहीं, मैं कोशिश कर ही रही हूँ अभी के पास आने के लिए. अश्विनी जी, गो अहेड.
जी देखिए, बहुत देर में सारे विद्वानों को मैंने सुना है और लाइटर नोट में कहता हूं, झा जी तो ससुराल पक्ष के हैं, थोड़ा सा ध्यान देते रामचंद्र जी के, तो जनकपुर की तरफ से आते हैं तो इतनी चीजें ना बोलते। मैं अब कहना चाहता हूं कि एक सवाल शांतनु जी ने किया झा जी से, लेकिन झा जी ने जवाब नहीं दिया। काल्पनिक राम या वास्तविक राम, किसके अनुयायी आप लोग हैं, उसका जवाब नहीं दिया। दूसरा आपने सवाल पूछा झा जी कि आपको पता था कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट का वर्डिक्ट क्या आएगा। नहीं, हमको नहीं पता था, न्यायालय के हाथ में था, कुछ भी हो सकता था, मगर उसके लिए हमने 4 सरकारें गंवाई, वो हमारे एजेंडे में था, और जब तक हमने तारीख नहीं बता दिया तब तक हम उस पर लगे रहे। और आज जो है एक सांस्कृतिक राष्ट्रवाद का जमाना चल रहा है। आपने दंगे तो गिना दिए, लेकिन आपको भागलपुर का अखड़वा कांड नहीं याद आया, आपको मुरादाबाद के दंगे नहीं याद आए, आपको हैदराबाद के दंगे नहीं आए, आपको सिखों का नरसंहार नहीं याद आया। कांग्रेस कहा नहीं। अब देखिए, बीच में मैंने नहीं बोला किसी के बीच में नहीं बोला। संजय जी सम्मान के साथ मैंने किसी के बीच में नहीं बोला।
बोलिए।
तो इसलिए मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, ये मुद्दे जो घनश्याम तिवारी जी और झा जी जो है इधर उधर भटकाना चाहते हैं, नौकरी है, बेरोजगारी है, उस समय जब हिंदुस्तान जो है इस तरीके से जो है आगे बढ़ रहा है, 3.2% की आज बेरोजगारी दर में हम नीचे हैं, आज क्या स्थिति है। लेकिन आज राम मंदिर का मुद्दा आपने बरखा जी उठाया है, राम मंदिर इनाग्रेशन का, ये लोग पॉइंट से भटक रहे हैं। ये लोग वाकई राजनीतिक भंवर में है, जो पहले शब्द यूज किया था मैंने कि हम क्या करें, क्योंकि जहांगीर खान के जो खानदान के जो है वो अपने आप को शुद्ध हिंदू कहते हैं, जनेऊ पहनते हैं कुर्ते के ऊपर। झा जी जनेऊधारी है, कहने कुर्ते के ऊपर जनेऊ पहना हो उन्होंने, और जनेऊ पवित्र का अर्थ क्या होता है क्या जानते हैं राहुल गांधी? वो नहीं जाएंगे। मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, घनश्याम तिवारी जी यहाँ बैठे हैं, कितनी बार राहुल गांधी समाजवादी पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष, सोनिया जी, प्रियंका जी कितनी बार रामलला के दर्शन करने गए हैं, चाहे टेंट में, चाहे आज जो स्थान है उनका, आगे अब जाए ना जाए उनकी मर्जी है, कोई नहीं गया, क्योंकि इनसे इनका एक राजनीतिक जो तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति थी वो जो है आहत होती थी। वो कैसे नाराज कर सकते हैं जो बोल सकता है लाल किले की प्राचीर से कि मुसलमानों का पहला हक जो है देश के संसाधनों पर है, वो कैसे राम मंदिर के लिए जाएगा, क्यों जाएगा? और तो वो भटकाएंगे। ये अटकाने भटकाने का काम कपिल सिब्बल के द्वारा भी करा चुके हैं, और आज इस डिबेट में भी तुष्टि जाकर जो है चीजें गिनवाकर करवा रहे हैं।
Okay, we have only 5 minutes left. Sanjay, very one sentence. I have to go to Shruti. One sentence. Sanjay, one sentence.
सबसे तो पहले मैं अश्विनी जी का झूठ सबके सामने पेश करना चाहूंगा। आपके जितने दर्शक हैं जरा गूगल करके देख लीजिए। जब डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह ने कहा था कि देश के नेशनल रिसोर्सेज पे किसका हक है, तो मुसलमानों के बारे में, माइनॉरिटीज के पहले उन्होंने कहा था वेमेन। और हम जानते हैं आप कैसे औरतों का इज्जत करते हैं, वो तो साक्षी मलिक को देख के दुनिया देख रहा है भैया, दुनिया थूक रहा है भारत में। दूसरी बात, 1 मिनट, दलित्स, शेड्यूल्ड ट्राइब, उन्होंने इनका और गरीब के बारे में बात करने के बाद, महिलाओं के बाद उन्होंने कहा माइनॉरिटीज, और आप लोग सिर्फ माइनॉरिटी उठा के राजनीति कर रहे हैं। बरखा, द क्रिटिकल पॉइंट, द रीजन व्हाई बोथ शांतनु और अश्विनी जी आर नर्वस, बिकॉज वी स्टार्टेड बाय टेलिंग दैट भगवान राम सबके हैं, और ये सच्चाई उनको बहुत इनको दर्द पहुंचाता है, क्योंकि ये सोचते हैं कि भगवान राम सिर्फ भाजपा के हैं।
In the interest of time, I now want to bring in Shruti, and then we'll take quick last comments of 1 minute each from all of you. Shruti, the fact is that in the recently concluded assembly elections of Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, and Madhya Pradesh, Dalits and scheduled tribes have voted in larger numbers than before for the BJP. तो ये जो आज की बदलती सच्चाई है उसको हमें स्वीकार करना होगा कि एक जो the picturization or the depiction of the Congress saying, you know, the poor, the Dalits, the scheduled tribes, we will court them. That's not working, at least in the Hindi-speaking states. That's the first point I'd like to make. And my second question is just this, that in all of this rhetorical battle, some pragmatic decisions will have to be made by the opposition that is taking on the BJP in, as Ashwini Shahi called, in an age of cultural nationalism. Go ahead, Shruti.
Thank you. Very quickly, for my quick take is हिंदुत्व सैचुरेट हो गया है इस फॉर्म में, जो है उसका हाई पीक पॉइंट है जनवरी की, उसकी मेजर पार्टी है, एज इट वर सेलिब्रेशन है, दैट इज द पीक पॉइंट। व्हाट हैपेंस नेक्स्ट वो देखना पड़ेगा। दूसरी तरफ आप ऑपोजिशन में मोमेंटम देख रहे हैं, नथिंग इज स्टैटिक, यू आर राइट कि लोअर कास्ट, शेड्यूल्ड कास्ट एंड ट्राइब्स हैव गॉन टू हिंदुत्व, to the BJP, particularly in the north. But there is also a shakedown happening in general. It is not a done thing. At the moment, we have seen the evacuation of, say, मतलब BSP नहीं है खड़ी, अगर BSP खड़ी हो जाए बीच में कुछ और हो जाएगा. We have to see वो कैसे it will all pan out. It's too early to say कि एक तरफ हो गया है. It is all in movement, and that is why I feel the momentum. And I'm not just being an optimistic or a pessimist. जो momentum है और जो responsibility है एक नया nationalism लाने की जो बना रहे हैं opposition, वो उन पर है. Because दोनों तरफ, I think, एक तरफ I am very strongly convinced कि हिंदुत्व has peaked. Now, what is it going to offer? Your statistics are already saying economy is going to play a role. And this is not about whataboutery. People are not going to live on a prayer. राम सबके हो सकते हैं, पर खाना भी सबको खाना है, नौकरी भी सबको चाहिए. So how are you going to square these two things? That is the agenda. And I do feel that I think what will happen, my take is that you will have the Bharat Nyaya Yatra or whatever will be going on. There will be some representatives from the old guard, from the Congress, who will show up for as we saw in Madhya Pradesh, we saw Kamal Nath with a soft Hindutva, project. So this is a kind of broad church. When the Congress is going to streamline its ideological nationalism, this is an unfolding situation, but this is not, ये नहीं कह सकते कि सारी victory एक तरफ है, because I repeatedly say कि मतलब बीजेपी में भी एक saturation point आ गया है.
Okay.
What are they going to offer next? What are they going to offer next?
Okay, what after this? What after this moment? ठीक है, आपका सवाल.
To say this, 30 साल पहले आपने कहा मंदिर वही बनाएंगे. अब मंदिर बन गया है, पूरी पार्टी स्ट्रक्चर चेंज हो गया है इंडिया में. Up what next? And that is what I think the question will be.
I think that's a very fair question. Quick 30-second last comments from everybody. Shantanu, I'll start with you. What after this phase of Hindutva? This is Ram Mandir is a peak moment from the Advani era of the BJP to the Modi era and the Yogi era. Ab kya? What next? What after this?
See, I think what we're seeing from last 10 years is a very different kind of politics. Congress taught a typical politics to everyone कि हिंदुओं को जाति में बांटो और मुसलमानों को अपीस करो, and that's an easy trick this whole to everyone. By good governance, Narendra Modi and people like Yogi Adityanath created a new set of voter bank, which is called a beneficiary voter bank. So with something like Ram Mandir, Hindus are coming together, and with good efficient schemes, now there's a new voter bank called beneficiary voter bank, and which is make them winning. If they keep doing this merit-based politicians, not based on second name based politicians like Gandhis or Yadavs, I think BJP will run through.
Okay, Ghanshyam Tiwari, how does the Samajwadi Party adjust to this new phase of politics? The old Muslim Yadav base that used to define your party, it doesn't hold any longer. You have to get other groups to believe in you. Ghanshyam, you're muted at your end. Quickly, 30 seconds. Yeah.
Yes. I think the MY alliance or MY grouping, right, is a passe. And what we are looking is TB alliance, TB grouping, ठाकुर बनिया ब्राह्मण ग्रुपिंग दैट बीजेपी है, जिसके बारे में हिमंत बिस्वा शर्मा कहते हैं कि देश की 80% आबादी का काम है इन लोगों की सेवा करना, जो कि वर्ण सिस्टम का आधार है, जिसके खिलाफ जाति की जनगणना की बात हम करते हैं. दिस इज नॉट कम्पिटिटिव पॉलिटिक्स ऑन द एजेंडा ऑफ राम. इट्स वेरी क्लियर दैट विद बीजेपी you will not get 2 crore jobs, you will not get justice against Rajibhushan Singh, you will not get fight for the inflationary forces in your household, you will have states burning like Manipur, and you will have to go down and become blinded by the faith.
You have to make the voter agree with you. You need
yes,
a language
but that is fine, but at least
where the voter agrees with you.
Barkha, the thing is, for the voter it's a choice which is black and white. BJP is not offering that. BJP is not offering you job. We had the opportunity to offer that credibly, if we can offer that. BJP is not offering you a 500 rupees cylinder. We have the opportunity. BJP is not offering your daughter justice against Braj Bhushan Singh. That is the work of the new government. BJP is not offering you democracy. That is the opportunity for the new government.
Okay. I want to ask Sanjay Jha a question. I'll give Ashwini Shahi the last word. Do you not think the opposition is making one mistake, as I see it just as a student of politics? You have equated the BJP entirely with Hindutva. There are multiple reasons that the BJP wins. Hindutva is one. I'm not saying Hindutva is not a reason. I am saying Hindutva is one reason. There is personality, there is welfareism, there is infrastructure, there is governance, there is mobilization, there is caste engineering. There are so many reasons. when you focus only on Hindutva, are you not making a strategic mistake? Sanjay Jha.
Barkha, that is the reason why the India Alliance has been saying repeatedly that if you focus on the issues that actually challenge India, the death of institutions, the abuse of power, the spread of fear, communal hate, joblessness, inflation. Look at the MSME sector destroyed, farmers on the streets for a year. I mean, there are serious issues against women in this country. I mean, it's a laundry list. This government, in my opinion, has been a disaster. So to answer your question, you're absolutely right. The reason why, if you put your head into it seriously, you realize Narendra Modi is winning because he has got a cocktail of two elements: hyper nationalism, what you call as the muscular patriotism that he sells, and number two is Hindutva. That's all this government has to offer. And therefore, I think the Congress and the India Alliance must become a centrist alliance, must become a secular alliance that is not scared of taking on the BJP on their turf. You see, politics is one when you define the agenda. So far, we are following the agenda. And if you take on the BJP on their turf, actually the BJP will have nothing to offer.
Okay, Ashwini Shahi, last word to you. 22 जनवरी को मोदी जी वहां होंगे, बोलेंगे भी देश के लोगों से, प्रधानमंत्री हैं. जो पार्टीज कहती हैं कि आपने भी इस पूरे मूवमेंट को पॉलिटिसाइज किया है, पॉलिटिक्स को क्या सेपरेट रखा जा सकता है इस दिन से? इट वाज अ पॉलिटिकल मूवमेंट. देयर इज सच अ थिंग एज पॉलिटिकल हिंदुत्व. तो अगर हम प्रिटेंड करें कि इसमें राजनीति है ही नहीं, तो वो भी थोड़ा डिसइंजेनियस होगा. लास्ट वर्ड क्विकली.
जी बरखा जी, देखिए आपकी बात का जवाब देता हूं. झा साहब ने जो कहा, महिलाओं की बात कई बार इन्होंने कहा, तो एक लाइन का जवाब देता हूं. महिलाओं की बात वो पार्टी करती है और उस पार्टी के लोग करते हैं जिसका एक मंत्री कहता है कि मर्दों का प्रदेश है, 35,000 बलात्कार हुए हैं और बलात्कार होते रहेंगे. वो लोग ना करें तो ज्यादा बढ़िया है. दूसरा मैं आता हूं, क्योंकि मुद्दा आपका आज का राम मंदिर है, इसलिए मैं भटकना नहीं चाह रहा हूं बार बार. आपने जो सवाल पूछा, देखिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी कोई राजनीति नहीं कर रही है इस पर. आप ये बताइए, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का कोई बयान, कोई पॉलिटिकल बयान राम मंदिर के उद्घाटन को लेकर हो, या कि योगी जी का कोई बयान हो? नहीं है. हाँ, बयान किसका आ रहा है? बयान उसका आ रहा है कि जो मैं फिर कहता हूं कि जो राजनीतिक भंवर में फंसे हुए लोग हैं, विपक्षी दलों के लोग, वो लोग हम जाएंगे, हम नहीं जाएंगे, बीजेपी हिंदुत्व का काम करती है. भाई, हमसे नहीं मतलब है. हमको माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी देश के हैं, उनको मुख्य जजमान के रूप में बुलाया गया है, वो गए हैं और हमने अगर कुर्बानी दी है, ये वही कुर्बानी की मैं बात कर रहा हूं. जब रामचंद्र जी जा रहे थे, पुल बना रहे थे, तो एक गिलहरी भी लोटपोट कर रही थी. जिसने भी दिया है कुर्बानी, अपने आप को हिंदू समझता है, उसको जाना चाहिए. वहां मंदिर का निर्माण हो रहा है, उसमें सहभागिता करनी चाहिए. कोई राजनीति नहीं, कोई पॉलिटिक्स नहीं. हिंदुस्तान हिंदुओं का है और हिंदुस्तान में रहने वाले सारे हिंदू हैं. सबको जाना चाहिए, चाहे न्योता मिले या ना मिले. इस तरीके की राजनीतिक प्रतिक्रियाएं उचित नहीं है. भारतीय जनता पार्टी नहीं कर रही है इसको.
आपने एंड में कहा कि हिंदुस्तान हिंदुओं का है. उसी कमेंट को लेकर काफी चर्चा, मतलब वी आर ending the program where we started. That is one of the central ideological debates for politics today. But unfortunately, we have to end the program. Who is a Hindu? What is a Hindu? Is everybody a Hindu? Is India now a Hindu country? Jahan shuru kiya debate, wahi hum end kar rahe hain. But a lot of these conversations will happen in the run-up to the 22nd of January with the interesting question raised by Shruti Kapila. What after this phase of Hindutva? This is a peak moment for the Hindutva movement. इसके बाद बीजेपी की राजनीति किस तरह से शेप होती है, वो भी एक बड़ा सवाल है. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Ashwini Shahi, Ghanshyam Tiwari, Professor Kapila, Sanjay Jha, and Shantanu Gupta. Thank you so much, and take care, everybody, and see you soon. Mojo Story has always made a commitment to its viewers to go to where the story is. And as you can see here, we are at the epicenter of the Israel war on Gaza. We are right at the front line, about 1 mile from the Gaza Strip, as the Israeli military gets ready with its tanks and its gunners to begin its final frontal assault that will take troops into Gaza. As we said, we are not like other organizations. We believe in giving you all sides of the story objectively and as much as possible from the ground. And that's exactly what we're doing here, covering the biggest global story today from the epicenter of the war zone. So please, we need your support. Support us, become a Mojo member, subscribe to us, spread the word, and thank you for your support.